What it do, y'all? Bread Tuck Rob, Bread Tuck Game Forever, 11 million after taxes, all that, man. Before we get into the heat, if you need clothes and you're in the Houston area, men or women's clothes, shout out, go to EK Melange, 2909 Hillcroft Street, 100E. And that's going to be in Houston, Texas, 77057. Bam. If you need a haircut, shout out to my barber, DL. If you need a haircut, go to DL All-Star Cuts, 6305 Dumfries Drive, Houston, Texas, 77096. As for my barber, DL, or check out Big Rome or JT, man. They'll get you squared away, man. Tell them that boy Bread Tuck sent you. But anyway, check this out, man. I was just on ESPN.com and I read a article on Glover Quinn. Glover Quinn is a safety for the Detroit Lions. Glover Quinn used to play for the Houston Texans, and when he was a cornerback then, before we moved him to safety, when he was a safety, he was legit. He was putting that what we call it, that hat on them boys. But when he was a cornerback, he was the garbage, man. And man, hey man, no disrespect to him, but we had him and Kareem Jackson on the other side, and them boys was getting torched, man. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I love football, but check this out. I read this interesting article on him, and the article was about how he spends his money. Glover Quinn is a pro football player. He lives off of 30% of his salary, and he saves and invests the other 70%. And in the article, it talks about how he has tunnel vision when it comes to that. He would be in the locker room when he was in Houston. He would be in the locker room, and they say he drove a '09 Durango or Yukon or something like that. And the players would be like, man, you getting a little money, man. You need a new car. Get you a new car. Blah, blah, blah. Get you a new car. And him and his family was living off of $72,000 a year. You know, most regular people that's doing well are making $72,000 a year. You're talking about a pro football player. But this guy, he was living on him and his family, $72,000 a year. That's what they had budgeted. That's the 30% of his contract at that time, and the other 70% they were saving. Now, in the article, it said that they did, you know, if extra money came from somewhere, like, you know, say, I don't know if he had endorsement deals or, I don't know, yeah, commercials, which would be endorsement deals, or maybe he got paid for an appearance. That extra money he would use, you know, his family would go on a trip or, you know, do something, you know, nice with that, because that money wasn't accounted for in his budget. But in the budget, that 70% was used for investments and saving. Now, with these investments, he invested in some stocks that are doing pretty well for him, and he's also doing like private investing. He's doing what those guys do on the Shark Tank, but on a lower level. And check this out. He learned this whole structure of finance and investing from his college professor, and now he's partners. He has an investment group with his college professor. And they invest in these small startup companies, and their whole idea is we only invest in things that are going to change the world. So they look into, like, you know, health. They invest in like health, you know, different vitamins, substances, and all that. And what else? Tech and that type of thing. But this is the kicker. In Glover Quinn's 8-year career, he's made $21 million. And because of the way he chooses to deal with his finances, the money he's invested and the private investments and everything, the article said in a few years, his investments will equal up to what he's made his whole NFL career. And that's incredible, man. When you think about a lot of NFL players, they end up, you know, going broke or, you know, having all these health problems with the concussion, CTE, and all that type of deal. And this brother put his money away because it said in the article that Generational wealth. He learned that generational wealth was important. And that's why he's living by this 30-70 rule. And as he signed, when he went to Detroit, he got him a decent contract. So his 30%, that he was living off of, it increased, But at the end of the day, to have that type of discipline, he was like, everybody was getting the cars, the houses, the jewelry, shout out to them. They could do what they do, but this 30-70 though, because I'm looking at the future, it's not about, what's the phrase, man? I forget the phrase, but, what do you call it when you just getting something that's just instant gratification? It's not about the instant gratification. Oh, I got to get this. I can put this chain on now. I can drive this car now. I could, throw this money now. Nah, fam, you got things you want to take care of in the future. That's why you'll take the sacrifice now to get that big win later. Because that's what that is, man. And I just got to shout that brother out because that's inspirational. And to see another black man that thinks like that, that's dope, man. So shout out to Glover Quinn, safety for the Detroit Lions. He used to be a Houston Texan. And as a matter of fact, funny story is we played them Sunday. So the Houston Texans played the Detroit Lions, man. But shout out to him for that. That's beautiful. And I just encourage everybody to just, get books on finance and just figure some things out, man. But that's what it is, man. Bread Tuck Rob, Bread Tuck Gang Forever, 11 million after taxes. H-Town all day, y'all mucho, take it easy. Bread Tuck Gang Forever.